takes it in overtime. Brady can shot, breakaway shoots, scores!
Welcome to Sens Talk. My name is Brandon and I am your host tonight. Ottawa took on the Tampa Bay Lightning in the first meaningless game here in the nation's capital in a few months. On Thursday against the Florida Panthers, Ottawa lost to them 7-2 in regulation, which ultimately ended their very slim but still possible playoff hopes as the Senators officially were eliminated with the 7-2 loss. I didn't really know what to expect from tonight's game for Ottawa. Look, when a team is officially eliminated, you can say all you want about, there's still guys fighting for jobs and there's still passion and pride on the line, but, who knows how the team's really going to play. They could play completely dejected in the last 3 games. They can play like they don't care. Tonight, Ottawa did not play like that whatsoever. They played with passion. They played with conviction, and they played with heart, and they really, really got rewarded for a hell of a game tonight. In a barn burner, lots of goals. So let's get right into the game recap with some pre-game notes. Firstly, some injury updates. Austin Watson, Thomas Chabot, Jacob Chychrun, and Travis Hamonic will not return this season. So Chabot and Chychrun, they'll be back next year, no doubt. Hamonic, that one's up for debate. I would love to see him back as a 6th or 7th defenseman as a depth guy, but he's a free agent. He definitely will get options in other locations around the NHL, so there's no guarantee he returns. I'd still love to bring him back, however. And Austin Watson, I just want to give a bit of a shout out for him. If this is it as a Senator for him, he's an absolute warrior, has been an absolute class act the last few years here in the nation's capital. And if this is it, I wish you the best of luck wherever you go. Austin Watson, just really put it on the line every single game. And, look, he's not the flashiest player. He's not the best player on the team, but he's a gritty player. He's a warrior, and he puts his body on the line every single game, and that has my respect no matter your stat line. So, Austin Watson, if this is it, congratulations on a great tenure here with Ottawa. I wish you the best of luck. Now, a couple of notes for Belleville before we get into the game recap. Ridley Gregg and Levi Merlinen were sent down to Belleville to help with their playoff push. They got a massive 3-1 victory today over Cleveland, keeping their slim but possible playoff hopes alive. Now, let's get to the first period of play, and 30 seconds in, Ottawa is off and running as Eric Brandstrom takes the shot for the point, and the Drake Batherson puts it home with the deflection. 1-0 Ottawa. It's bath time, Ottawa. And the Senators lead 1-0 on Batherson's 22nd of the season. Unfortunately, though, a few minutes after that, Steven Stamkos on the power play on the tip of the left hash mark takes a slap shot, beats Cam Talbot, who was far too deep in his net on the power play, ties the game at 1 apiece. This is a tough one here for Cam Talbot, who frankly, in my opinion, did not deserve the start. His last 10 games, he has roughly an .830 to .850 save percentage on average. Just has not been playing well whatsoever. I would have given Matt Sogard the start. Unfortunate goal here for Talbot in Ottawa, and it's 1-1 less than 5 minutes in. Luckily, though, for Ottawa, in the latter half of the first period of play, 12 minutes in, with 8 minutes left in the first period, Julien Gauthier, who was reinserted into the lineup tonight with Austin Watson out, gets rewarded. DJ Smith, you better not scratch this guy again, as Julien Gauthier, after receiving a neutral zone pass, enters from right to left with a great amount of speed and rips it glove side past Brian Elliott, the former Ottawa Senator, and it's 2-1 Sens as Julien the GOAT Gauthier makes it an Ottawa lead again. It's 2-1. Snipe, glove side. Gauthier, I like this guy. He's got size, he's got speed, he's got a good shot. I don't understand why he has been scratched as of late. It's unfortunately too late. Ottawa is out of the playoff race, and there's only 3 games now, 2 games left in the season. But Gauthier, if he returns next year, which I hope he does, I think he's an intriguing option for the fourth line moving forward. Now let's go to the second period of play. In 8 minutes in, Artem Zub gets Ottawa going again. He takes a huge shot from the point. A massive rebound from Brian Elliott falls to Patrick Brown, who's covered. He flips a backhand. I can't believe he got that shot off originally. He breaks off the defender and pokes home the rebound. 3-1 Sens as Patrick Brown cashes home his 4th of the season. 3-1 Ottawa, and I thought it was really impressive once again that Patrick Brown was able to pull off such a wicked backhand with a guy on him, and more importantly, able to break off the defender on him and put it in on the rebound. A great goal here for Patrick Brown, who's actually been playing well as of late. Ottawa takes a 2-goal lead. It's 3-1 Ottawa. But 5 minutes later, this is really a back and forth game. An absolute barn burner. 5 minutes later, with about 7 minutes left in the second period of play, Nick Holden and a couple Ottawa Senators are caught in the corner. Steven Stamkos is wide open out front of the power play. He misses, but Brendan Hagel puts home the rebound. Cam Talbot didn't really have a chance on this one. And the Tampa Bay Lightning cut the lead again to 1. It's a 3-2 game. Brendan Hagel, 29 goals on the season. I was a proud fantasy owner of him. He really carried my team. Probably the best pickup I've made all season. Really underrated player there in Tampa Bay. And you really often see that with Tampa Bay, all these random under-the-radar players. And Hagel is certainly one of those. And he definitely deserves some more recognition. Another great trade, of course, for Tampa Bay. Another sneaky one, of course. Got him from Chicago last year. But great season for him, and he gets rewarded again. 29 goals, 3-2 game. But 2 minutes later, with 5 minutes left in the second period of play, my goodness, what is this game? 3-3. The Tampa Bay Lightning tied up again. This was a 5-on-3, so they scored 2 goals on this 5-on-3. The second one here comes from Victor Hedman on the top of the right hash mark with a slap shot, glove side. You probably want to save here from Cam Talbot as well. And just like that, Ottawa and their lead evaporates. It's a 3-3 game. But with about 15 to 20 seconds left in the second period of play, after Tim Stützle moments earlier got a goal, it was waved off for offside, though after review, Ottawa would take the lead anyways right back, regardless of Timmy's goal getting called back, because puck don't lie. Meow Man dips into the milk as Alex DeBrincat, off a huge rebound from Brian Elliott, puts it home from his office. 4-3 Senators as Ottawa goes to the third period of play with the 1-goal lead again, as Alex DeBrincat has 27 goals on the year, 39 assists. That is unbelievable. 66 points in a quote-unquote down year for Alex DeBrincat. I mean, I don't know about you. I am signing this guy every single day of the week if I'm Pierre Dorion. You look at the Senators' projected depth chart moving forward. Who do you have replacing Alex DeBrincat if he walks or we trade him? I'm seriously wondering. Who? Claude Giroux is not getting any younger. There's not really anyone coming up in the wings. I mean, Shane Pinto and really Greg, I think they're more destined to be centers or, maybe the third line. So with this team moving forward anyways. So Alex DeBrincat is a pure goal scorer. Ottawa doesn't really have many of those. They need to keep him. And once again, in a down year, 66 points, 27 goals. Doesn't seem like much of a down year to me. Sign the cat and sign the cat. Meow. Now let's go to the third period of play. 2:30 in. A friend of the show gets his first career NHL goal as Sokolov. Egor Sokolov is a recipient of a turnover, and he makes no mistake about it, putting it between the wickets of Brian Elliott 5-hole. 5-3 Senators as Egor Sokolov with his first career NHL goal. What a selly. And Ottawa takes the 2-goal lead right back. It's 5-3 Senators. But what a moment here for Egor Sokolov, who once again did not play a lot tonight. Under 10 minutes of play on the ice. Hasn't really been getting many opportunities over the last 2-3 years here in Ottawa. Skating has been a concern, but skating on this play was not a concern. What a great moment here for Egor Sokolov. A great human being. I've obviously interviewed him, interacted with him. I've heard great things about him in the locker room as well. This guy truly deserves it, so I could not be happier for him. Congratulations, Sokolov. Ottawa leads again by 2. It's a 5-3 game. Congratulations to Sokolov. What a moment. But 4 minutes later, once again, my goodness, what is his game? Tampa Bay cuts the lead to 1 as Brayden Point is left alone out front. He makes no mistake about it, of course, is a tip-in goal for his 49th of the year, and Ottawa's only up by 1 again. It's a 5-4 game, and this season in the NHL has been bonkers. I mean, Connor McDavid today hit 150 points this season. I mean, I know Connor McDavid's insane. I know he's been doing crazy things. It didn't register till today that 150 points, I didn't even realize he was at that pace. There's almost 5 or 7 50-goal scorers in the NHL this season. Brayden Point would be number 6 or 7. That's what Sportsnet was saying during the broadcast. So scoring around the league right now is completely up, and you love to see it, of course. But, I mean, it's just absolutely insane. If you're a dedicated fan of a team, you don't really get an opportunity too often to really get a good look around the NHL, see what's happening. To see the emergence of stars like Jason Robertson in Dallas, or McDavid doing crazy things in Edmonton, or Brayden Point in Tampa Bay getting quietly 50 goals, in my opinion. It's unbelievable how many stars there are in the National Hockey League, and it's great for the future of the game. But it makes it 5-4 Ottawa here, and Ottawa from here on out would take complete control of the game. With about 9 minutes left in the game, Mark Haslick The Senators force a turnover in the neutral zone. The puck is loose. Kaslik comes out of nowhere with a burst of speed, flies past a few defenders, and from 40 feet out, rips a glove side. 6-4 Senators. From 40 feet out, it's Mark Kaslik with a crowd reaction to the goal as well. And Ottawa takes the 2-goal lead right back. It's 6-4 Ottawa. And the last 3 games in a row, Tampa Bay has given up 6+ goals. Which, I mean, for Tampa Bay, you got to figure it out. Here, the playoffs are in less than 2 weeks. They're going to be playing Toronto. We're obviously here in Ottawa rooting for Tampa Bay to take down Toronto in the first round. They got to figure it out. It is important to note, though, that Vasilevsky did not play the last 2 games. So, I mean, if he's in net, he's been playing much better as of late. I still like Tampa's chances, but woof. I mean, Tampa has been very inconsistent this year, especially in the latter half of the season. Another brutal game for them here, as Ottawa leads by 2, 6-4. And then with the empty net with a few minutes left, Claude Giroux, bing, bang, boom, let's go home. 7-4 as the Ottawa Senators win. 7-4 against the Tampa Bay Lightning with Claude Giroux's empty net goal. He's only 2 points away from 1,000 NHL points with 2 games left in the season. He is 36 years old, doing incredible things. I mean, incredible things. He has 30 goals, now 31, for the first time in 5 years, half a decade. He's doing incredible things. It's almost a career season for him, and I do think he's going to hit 1,000 NHL points by the end of the season. But what a great, great season for Claude Giroux. It's unfortunate it's been wasted, of course, because we're not going to be making the playoffs. And even if he can't keep it up next year, I don't see him dropping off too much. Definitely 50, 60 points next year from Claude Giroux, I can see. But, you know, I really like what Brady Tkachuk did here. He had a clear lane to get that empty net goal. But who cares? I mean, he has no milestone coming up. Claude Giroux, at that point, was 3 points, now 2 points away from 1,000 NHL points. So that's just a nice little moment there from Brady Tkachuk, the captain, the leader, handing it off to another leader to make it a 3-goal game. They give the Sens the win, and to give Claude Giroux a 2-point deficit from 1,000 in the NHL. So I really like that from Brady Tkachuk. Really good awareness there from him and thinking about others over himself, which is great to see. That's exactly what you want to see from your captain. Now, Ottawa tonight on the penalty kill was brutal. Tampa Bay were only in this one because of their power play. They went 3 for 5 on the power play tonight. Inexcusable for Ottawa and their penalty kill. They just couldn't get the job done. Now, look, I know Tampa Bay has a lot of great weapons. There's no doubt about that, but I mean, 3 for 5. Ottawa dominated this game. It should not even been close. The power play really kept Tampa in it. Look, there's 2 games left. It doesn't really matter at this point, but definitely the penalty kill tonight for Ottawa was a big reason why this one was closer than it should have been. The last point I want to mention is Cam Talbot. As I kind of alluded to earlier, I was very shocked to see him start tonight. 24 shots he faced, only 20 saves. Yet another game where he had an .830 save percentage, .833 to be specific. I mean, he has just not looked good as of late. He's looked terrible, and he has been one of the most disappointing players Ottawa's brought in an offseason in quite some time for me. If you remember during the preseason, I called him the sneakiest pickup in the NHL. Obviously, I was wildly wrong with that. And, you know, I'm hoping that Cam Talbot can fix his career somewhere else. You know, I wish him the best of luck wherever he ends up. I just think it's probably best for the Sens and for Talbot to just move on from one another. It's just not been a good year, especially for Talbot. I mean, he's looked brutal. And tonight, once again, he looked not good. I'm sorry, he just didn't look good. A couple of goals weren't his fault, sure, but I mean, 24 shots, you can't be allowing 4 goals, and more importantly, your last 10 games, you can't be averaging like an .850 save percentage. When you're a veteran goaltender in your latter half of your 30 years, you can't be putting up performances like that, especially when we gave up such a young, talented goaltender like Gustafsson to bring you in specifically so you can bring a veteran and top-tier goaltending presence to the Ottawa Center, net. It has not happened this year. And once again, I don't know why he started tonight. Maybe it's because Matt Sogard kind of got lit up the other day against Florida, but the next 2 games, it better be Matt Sogard because there's no reason not to start him and get him some more minutes in the NHL because there's really nothing else to lose as Ottawa has no chance to make the playoffs. Now, besides that, the next Sens game is on Monday against the Carolina Hurricanes. Should be an interesting one. The last home game. We'll obviously be covering that one. I will see you all on Monday night when Ottawa takes on the Carolina Hurricanes, where I hope Ottawa can extend this winning streak to 2 games in a row. Besides that, thank you all for watching. I'll see you all soon. Go Sens, go.